Well, good morning. It's time to do some business. My name is Odilia Intiamwa, and the Ghana Mine Workers Union is kicking against government's 35% charge on increased salaries or people with salaries that are 10,000 cedis and above. Already, the Trade Unions Congress has criticized the move and prevailed on government to scrap it.
Primarily, we are among the class of employees in the country, arguably paid in the context of what the employee put together as their contribution towards the business. And for that matter, it's not just mere pay, but productivity-induced pay rise and adjustments. So most of our members fall within that range. Surprisingly, even the junior staff, when you add the overtime component, it's shifted into that range. So it's a whole major issue for us. And I think that it's really unfortunate that it's going to come mid-year. Arguably, these are issues that you debate over a long duration, look at the overall impact, then you can make a decision from there. But the way it stands now, much as in the view of those who run the nation, it's really enhancing the government purpose. To a large extent, it got a negative impact on the middle class as well, because the middle class will have to consume. So when they don't have any disposable income, because tax is taking every bit of it, then you can imagine how tough it is to get products and services, patronized.
But some have said that, look, if you look at the figures, it's not that much because it's still the same graduated formula the GRE uses. And if you look at currently, which is from 0 to 25%, you are looking at a total tax of around 22 point something. And then with the new one, you're looking at it coming to a total of around 24, I think 0.13 or thereabout. And so the difference of about 1.8 addition tax that they have to pay. Ghana has to work. We need money.
Well, Ghana must work. I mean, virtually, we all believe in that. A nation without good resources, I can agree with the states. I mean, those who are governing the nation, that it will be tough to run the economy, but virtually every person will count as well. I mean, given the dynamics of the market, and we expect that these issues are issues that they need a thorough investigation and making sure that people who will be affected well understand how it means. So for now, I think that it's a numbers game, and the numbers are what I'm not privy to. So one will expect that, well, let's see how it play out, but primarily these are policy interventions mid-year. And you know who are planning the budget, and for that matter, to a large extent, even if it's a cent, I mean, we do the pesos, right? And that's where the cent counts. But so my take is that, look, the nation needs money, but let's be careful that we don't run this economy on the basis of having the luxury of imposing taxes. If that's the case of running a nation, it's very easy to be in government. I'm sure the tax bracket itself will have to be widened, and those are the innovative and creative minds we need to cultivate. Otherwise, I'm tempted to say, well, we get lazy, on the basis of that, we will look at one side and then we slam and does it. And so let's all be mindful that, look, we need to have money to run the economy, but let's debate the extent that we can do it to a large extent that, it doesn't really affect people's pockets so much. It's really good to make sure that the nation runs on a smooth slate, but then one, we're very careful how far it goes.
You know, the Joy Business Van promotes entrepreneurial spirit, and so that's exactly what we're doing. The healthcare service right in your office, that's what 32-year-old Abdul Salam is making possible. With his team of about 40 health practitioners, Abdul Salam is determined to solve the health problems of the corporate world.
At that time, he was the Minister of Health, and he spoke about regenerative health, which is today the policy concept for the Ghana Health Service and the Ministry of Health. He spoke about how a black community in Israel called Dimona had succeeded in eradicating a lot of communicable and non-communicable diseases, to the extent that the health status of those black people who are actually black is something he wished if we can repeat or do similar, adopt for Ghana. So that was the first time as a nursing student I was stricken by what he said. I felt, okay, what can I do to complement this dream? So from that point, I started to do a lot of things. Occasionally we organize screening, occasionally do anything in terms of health to see if we can help the health sector in Ghana move away from the curative
Well, the full episode will be aired on the Joy News on TV and on radio on Wednesday at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. The Minister of Works and Housing has hinted that a real estate brokers bill would soon be forwarded to Parliament for consideration. According to the Sector Minister Samuel Atachia, the said bill has become necessary as part of commitment to curb the increasing cases of property fraud with regard to the sale and acquisition of real estate in the country. He spoke to Joy Business at the launch of the Ghana Real Estate Brokers Association here in Accra.
Schemes such as the submission of forged loan application, fraudulent transfers of title or real property, among others, are some of the challenges undermining the real estate sector of the economy. It is against this backdrop that the Ministry of Works and Housing has proposed a real estate brokers bill to curb the menace. Speaking to Joy Business, Sector Minister Samuel Atachia says the bill would soon reach Parliament for consideration.
There is a whole mapping out of the revenue returns to the economy, which the government is interested in. So very soon we'll pass it into law, and then Ghana will be better off for that.
Okay, so at what stage is it now?
At the stage is exited the cabinet. So the Attorney General is now putting together what we call the bill, and then the bill is laid in Parliament, and then we go through the process of making it into law.
Mr. Atachia spoke to Joy Business on the sidelines of the launch of the Ghana Association of Real Estate Brokers, which is sponsored by GHL Bank. Hannah Atiase is representative of the association.
What we're doing is we're bringing all the agents, all the real estate brokers into the association so that we can make the market more regulated. We would have training to increase professionalism, knowledge, and best practices as well.
In a related development, Executive Director, Business at GHL Bank, Kojo Adokufo, says his outfit is doing more to reduce the housing deficit in the country.
Right from the very beginning, whenever there's a major project or undertaken on the part of government, as long as it relates to housing and the mortgage sector, we definitely get a phone call, and our input is sought and we give it. So we are definitely partners with government.
The Ghana Association of Real Estate Brokers is aimed at raising the profile of the real estate industry in the country.
That sounds like some good news. On that note, that's it for the section. I am Odile Ntiamwa.